Hey, so glad you're on the team. One of the first and honestly one of the most powerful tools you're going to learn here is Redis. Just think of it as the speed demon in our toolkit, the thing that makes our applications absolutely fly. So let's just dive right in and get you up to speed.
So first things first, what makes Redis so different so fast? Well, picture a traditional database, kind of like a giant library filing cabinet. It's solid, super reliable, but you got to go find the right drawer, find the right folder, and all that searching takes time. Now Redis is like having the exact book you need already open on your desk, right to the page you were looking for. And the secret, the whole magic trick, is that it's an in-memory data store. It holds everything in RAM, which makes getting to it pretty much instantaneous.
Okay, so that leads us to the big idea. Why do we even use Redis? Let's take a minute to really break down what it is and, more importantly, the kind of problems it just solves better than anything else out there.
Officially, Redis stands for Remote Dictionary Server, but forget the name for a second. The description here is what's really key. You see, it's not just one thing. It's an in-memory database, sure, but it's also a lightning-fast cache for data you need all the time. And on top of that, it can act as a message broker, kind of like a central post office that helps different parts of our app talk to each other instantly. That versatility, that's its real superpower.
And you can see right here where that superpower gets used the most. I mean, look at that. Caching and session management are a huge piece of the pie. Storing user sessions in Redis is why logins feel so snappy. But check out the other stuff. Real-time analytics, messaging systems that use a pattern called pub/sub, and yeah, even gaming leaderboards. Every single one of them relies on that one core thing, getting data right now.
All right, that's enough theory for now. Let's pretend it's your first day on the job and it's time to get your hands dirty. We're going to walk through the core toolkit, the basic commands and ideas you'll be using pretty much every day. And you know what? Getting started is ridiculously easy. Seriously. With Docker, you can have a Redis server up and running in like seconds. Then you just open up the command line tool, Redis CLI, and run your very first command, set name developer. And boom, you've just stored your first piece of data. It's really that simple. At its very heart, Redis has this super simple key value model. The best way to think about it is like a coat check. You hand over your coat, that's the value, and you get back a little ticket with a number on it. That's the key. When you want your coat back, you just show them the ticket. It's the same thing here. We use the key name to instantly get our value developer back. But this is where Redis gets really powerful. It's not just about simple strings. Redis has these specialized data structures that are perfectly optimized for specific jobs. Think of them as different tools in your workshop. You need to store a user profile with a few fields. You use a hash. You want to build a social media timeline. That's a perfect job for a list. Using the right structure is the secret to writing clean, efficient code. Okay, time to put that toolkit to work on something real. A gaming leaderboard is the perfect first project. It's a classic feature that sounds complicated, but you're about to see how surprisingly simple it is with Redis. Now get ready for this, because the amazing part is how little code it takes. We're using that sorted set data structure we just talked about. With one command, zadd, we add a player and their score. Redis just handles keeping everything sorted automatically. A player scored more points, zanchor_by updates it. And getting the top 3 players, just one command, zrrange. That's it. A fully working, real-time leaderboard in 3 commands. How cool is that? And this quote just hits the nail on the head. We didn't have to write any complex sorting algorithms or weird database queries. Nope. We just picked the right tool for the job, the sorted set. And this complex problem just became simple. That right there is the elegance of Redis. So building stuff on your own machine is fun, but our job is to ship applications that real people use. So let's shift gears and talk about what it takes to get Redis ready for production traffic for the real world. One of the first big decisions you have to make is about data persistence. I mean, since Redis lives in memory, what happens if the server restarts? Well, you've got 2 main options. RDB takes snapshots of your data every so often. It's fast, the files are small, but you could lose a few minutes of data if it crashes between snapshots. AOF, on the other hand, logs every single write operation. It's way more durable, but the log file can get pretty big. Choosing the right one is all about balancing durability with performance for your specific application. And before anything goes live, you absolutely have to run through a checklist like this one, non-negotiable. You've got to set a password and lock down network access. And this one is critical. You must set a memory limit. Remember, Redis uses RAM, and if you don't cap it, it could literally eat all the memory on the server and crash the entire system. And of course, you need to know how to monitor it, using commands like info for a quick health check and monitor to see a live feed of all the commands hitting the server. Okay, you've got the fundamentals down and you know how to prep for production. But believe me, that's just the beginning. Let's zoom out for a second and look at a roadmap for how you can go from novice to a true Redis expert by 2026. Here's a really clear path forward. You're basically crushing Q1 right now. Next quarter, you'll master all those production details. Then, in Q3, you'll get into the really big stuff, scaling. You'll learn replication, which is basically making copies of your data for safety, and clustering, which lets you split your data across many machines to handle insane amounts of traffic. By the end of the year, you'll be digging into the advanced features that really set the pros apart. And that advanced stuff is where it gets really, really cool. I mean, imagine building a powerful event tracking system, kind of like Kafka, but built right into Redis using streams. Or using a bizarrely named thing called a hyperlog log that can count millions of unique visitors to a website using almost no memory. You can even build location-based features like find all the coffee shops near me. These tools open up a whole new universe of things you can build. So here's the bottom line. Learning Redis isn't just about adding another tool to your resume. It's about fundamentally understanding how to build faster, more scalable, and more modern applications. Mastering this skill will make you a much more effective backend engineer and will absolutely open doors to senior architect roles down the line. It's a skill that really pays dividends. We've covered a ton of ground today, from the absolute basics all the way to a full 2-year roadmap for mastery. You've got the tools, you've got the path laid out for you. So the only question left is, what problem are you going to solve first? I can't wait to see what you build. Hey,